today.
Thank you.
And tell me a little bit about yourself, or tell us, viewers.
Oh, I love this. I love the fact that your podcast really dives deep into, this expansive world that we're kind of entering into, and the idea of what spirituality really looks like right now. And so it's been such a big part of my journey. And what brought me to the place where I'm at now was this deep, deep longing to help forward our consciousness and forward where humanity is going, and kind of collaborate in so many ways with all these amazing beings that are so-called awakening, if we may, right, to this deeper reality. And so Earthlings is our app platform where we're able to network and interlink arms and provide resources and all that goodness. And that just felt such a fulfilling mission and concept for me. And so I've dedicated the last couple of years into making that happen and really being able to aid that process, because I feel that these couple of years, actually, 2025, is halfway through, but then 26, up to 2027 are so critical. There's so much momentum that's happening. Whether we know it or not, I think it's being felt by everyone collectively. And there's just such a shift occurring that we can't even fully fathom what that may look like, right? You hear all this talk of 4D, 5D, yes.
Yeah.
In our linear conceptualization as we are right now, it's we think that we can understand where that's going to be like, but it's going to be a huge paradigm shift.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we could dive right deep into that, of the different dimensions that already exist on Earth, on Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
She already has so many different dimensions within her at this time-space reality, and also in our quote-unquote future that also exists too, so existing simultaneously. And the more that we ascend our physical beings, our personal beings, and as the collective, we are going to be tapping into those frequencies more and more. Mm-hmm. And there's even, the land that I live on, there are certain frequencies on that land that are fourth density, where I can see the fairies more. Mm-hmm. And there are certain frequencies that are 3D, there are certain frequencies that are 5D. And so it's so interesting to even tune into the Earth and just see where she's at and what's happening on Earth, because I feel for me personally, I'm reflecting what's happening on the Earth too. Mm-hmm. So it's whatever is happening within me, because going through the grounding process and grounding into the Earth and coming into who I am, my identity, expanding my root chakra out, it's the more that we are ascending, the more that I'm ascending or connecting into higher dimensions, I can see that within Gaia as well.
I completely agree with you. Mm-hmm. It's we're two flip sides of the same coin. It's we're so interconnected.
Oh, yeah. It's a mirror.
It's a total mirror.
Yeah.
And for myself, you talk about the root chakra, much the same way, I've been feeling this, just the pull of go and work on expanding your energy field. Mm-hmm. That's what my higher consciousness, if you will, higher self has been pulling me into. And simultaneously, that expansiveness is also a fuller embodiment of the human reality, of our human body. And so you're talking about grounding, and it's the same thing. It's before we can expand our minds to, the science that's beyond our typical 3D norms and all these other things, to go further out into the cosmos, really, our whole experience has been about grounding and getting into this humanness that we are. And so many people, I think, have been caught up. And it was relevant maybe for a period of time. It's no longer relevant now to be caught up in a hamster wheel of da-da-da-da-da, this is the checklist, this is what I do throughout the day, not even being mindful of what am I actually feeling, what am I actually going through, my relationships, what am I giving to those, and how am I this energetic exchange, how is that taking place in my life? And so now the challenge for all of us, I think, really is to get fully embodied and be a human being. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. I feel that time moves slower when we're more embodied, because, the classic saying of time moves too fast or time flies by. And it's yes, I definitely have instances where time feels like it's flying by. Like I feel like winter didn't even happen for me personally. But at the same time, winter for me, I was hermiting. I was healing, I was releasing, I was going through a lot of stuff, and I was going through a lot of layers. And the more that we ground into the earth, which means so many different things to so many different people, but it's like coming back to identity, coming back to your joy, your happiness. We were talking about that a little bit before, off recording, but joy, happiness, your identity, who you are, like stripping back all those layers, being more embodied, anchoring in your light, your frequency. So yes, we're all source, and yes, we can anchor in the white light into our energy fields, like doing energy work and things like that, absolutely. But it's also, like you said, like expanding our frequency is expanding our light. So we hold light within us naturally. We don't have to pull from source. So we are source.
Yeah.
So we're pulling from within us. And so the more that we're doing our own work, we are grid working, if that makes sense. Like
totally makes sense.
The more that we're doing our own work and the more that we are spreading our light and anchoring into the earth, we are also ascending the earth.
Yeah, because it's resonating into the universal field.
Yeah. Like, why else do you think we're here? I mean, we're here for a lot of reasons, but it's like Gaia also chose us. We chose Gaia and she chose us too, because she also needs our frequency. So it's like the more that we're connecting in with her, the more it also helps her too, I feel.
That's right. And it's such a nice perspective to like just be within, because so much fear is felt, right, at all times and all different directions. And so when you start to realize, it's much like why people want to believe in God, right? This external something that they can really feel supported by. Well, if you switch that narrative and reconnect back to yourself and realize that, you know, the source, God, is also you. You're one and the same. And this triggers a lot of people when I start, you know, here and there, I'll put that out on social media, and it's like they can't process that. They're like, no, like, how can you think of yourself as on the same level as God? Because there's no hierarchy. That's it. There's no hierarchy. And as soon as you can give yourself that full respect, that access to be like, no, I am all that there is, all that there can be, that's when you start to transcend and like, really follow your your path, right? Yeah. It's so interesting. So there's so many thoughts coming up, because for me it's like how I would explain why we think or why we believe that we are one and the same as source and slash God slash, you know, everything. Yeah. Is because source, if you think about it, is like this big ball. Like you see this big ball. And within the ball, there are little aspects of the ball. So it's like little atoms, like little particles, like in science. We're talking about like a thing where it like has all these different atoms in it, right? Yeah. So it's like, that's us. We're the atoms, okay? Yeah. It's like, this is source, God, everything, universe. Yeah. And there are aspects, souls, that can break off or that are a part of this. It is it. But let's say for conceptualizing, it breaks off and it's all these billions of souls. I mean, trillions, let's be real. Like more than we can ever possibly imagine, but let's say billions because we're talking about Earth. Billions of souls breaking off. It's still part of that same source. It's just God splitting off into these all these souls. And all these souls want to have different experiences because they want to evolve and they want to grow. Now source, which is us, the balls, because the source also wants to evolve and grow. Exactly. So we are source experiencing itself. That's it. And so we create all these different dimensions. Oh, what about planets? And we came up with, which is incredible and wild, that we came up with all these planets and all these galaxies and all these universes and all these things, and we can't even fathom what actually exists and what else is out there. And we were like, oh, in different dimensions, these are the densities, and at this density on Earth, we're going to have this physical experience, and we're going to have emotions, and we're going to have to deal with these emotions, and we're going to have these darker energies, and we're going to have to move through them because we want to evolve. And it's like, it's a game, kind of. So you're leveling up in the game. And so it's like, because, and our soul has many different experiences on other planets and other dimensions and other lives, and on Earth too.
it's really like up to your soul. And I feel like from here we broke off into these souls, and then this soul has a bunch of different experiences, and me, Carly, is an aspect of this soul. So it's just like breaking off a piece
That's it. It's like
of source.
cymatics. It always ends up being, I don't know if you know what cymatics is. No, but it's like, it's like fractals.
Yeah, fractals.
Fractals, right? The big one and then little ones, da-da-da, but it's always one and the same.
Yeah.
Like each one of those, like exactly what you
We're a
described.
fraction of source. But
Yeah,
we're still
it never
source.
gets lesser.
No.
It's never lesser.
Our oversoul has different experiences, and we have experiences on many different planets and timelines and dimensions, and so we're like our collective like our higher self is our oversoul.
Yeah, for
Same
sure.
thing.
Yeah.
And so like we're just an aspect of that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And then like I felt for the longest time that what you're talking to in terms of time, it never felt too fast, and it never just felt too slow. It almost felt like it's simultaneously happening both at once.
Yeah.
Some like
You felt that way?
yeah.
How long have you felt that way?
Years.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah.
It feels like it's speeding up,
Yeah.
yet really slow at the same time.
Yeah. I know.
It's such an
It hurts
interesting reality.
For me, it hurts the brain a little bit.
But you know what I think? I think it's because, again, the more you tap into that, the more you cohere yourself, you're going into a place of 0 point energy, is what it's called, right? The creation point. Scalar energy, all that jazz, right?
Yeah.
And what that means is that you're in a point where polarity is happening simultaneously. Hence, we're feeling both aspects of polarity. Hence, you can see like good and evil as being equal, dark and light being equal. And those that are not quite there on their journey yet, they only see the one side. And they get pulled one way. Yeah. And so even with time.
Give me chills. Yeah. It gave me chills because I feel we're all humans, so we're all gonna experience some of that at some point of our lives here and there.
Maybe in a different life though.
In a different life.
You know.
And sometimes I still feel that way. The bad is bad and the good is good. Sometimes I still have my moments of the hierarchy or this is good and this is bad, but at the same time, I also understand that I've been through a lot of my shadow. I don't want to say all because that probably not, but I've been through most of it. I've been through most of my fears. I've been in the darkness, and it is one and the same. Because the thing is that the darkness needs the light too. The darkness also deserves love too.
To exist even.
The darkness is also source.
Yes.
And don't we always say source is love?
Yeah.
So
source wouldn't exist without the darkness. Like none of it wouldn't exist without the other side.
Well, that's what the lower densities are. We created the lower densities to experience that, to evolve into the higher dimensions.
Well, this is it too. I now remember, this is what I wanted to tap into. The fact that being in 3D form is actually such a special experience.
It's a gift.
It's such a gift because most other realities that we could possibly exist in, we don't feel in the same way. We don't experience emotions and feelings in the same profound way.
Rich. It's very intense here.
Yes, but for a reason.
Yeah.
Because we also get the most learning opportunity out of that intensity.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a soul. And so it's like a special experience where we got chosen and we chose to also do this.
Yes.
To be like, whoa, you guys are the few that have it in you, have the strength, the willpower, the creativity, the everything needed to be in this pressure cooker experience, and come out of it on the other side, like helping the rest of us out there evolve to a greater degree.
And doesn't that in and of itself create more love? Because I see that, and like sometimes when I can be in the moment and in my own energy and going through my thing, and then also look at the other side and it's like, I can't believe that I'm still here and I'm still moving through it and I'm still spreading love and light, focusing on what I want to do. And I'm trying to not use words like my purpose and my mission, but it's like my goal is to create and spread love as awareness of love and sovereignty and connection to yourself and the earth. It's really all about just absolutely loving this experience.
Mm-hmm.
And that can come with all of its own stuff, and that might trigger some people, and it's definitely triggered me in the past, but it's also like, why else are we here? Wouldn't I rather have an experience of love and joy and ecstasy and fulfillment and adventure, like, to each your own, but those are like the feelings that I want to feel.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can go through all of my earthly things of being like, this is hard, or this is intense, or this is dramatic, or this is whatever, but it's like, also I love my drama too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I love my drama, because it's like, at the same time, it's like,
you have to love it all.
yeah,
it's all part of you.
In the higher dimensions, we can't work out our stuff.
That's it.
Like, and I'm also talking to, like, in the spirit guide realm as well, like talking to the spirit guides, it's like when they get closer to this density, they have stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
they have to.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like their human incarnations or incarnations on other third dimensional Earths.
This is it. Even people visualizing anything like in a hierarchical way, even if it is guides or, you know, ancestors, angels, none of them are beyond you.
Yeah, exactly.
I need people to like really understand that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
They're not higher than us.
They're not.
They're not
different dimension.
higher. Different dimension.
The wording higher throws people off.
It does.
What if we go lower? Going lower and you're going deeper, you know what I mean?
Exactly. It doesn't have
Second
second dimension, the first dimension. The thing is like going deeper into your experience.
Yeah.
For me, I see it as the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to the underworld many times, very familiar.
And that's why you're not experiencing more joy though, or recognizing joy as being, and love as being the virtues that are so relevant now, because I think you went and you processed so much of the dark. I can say that about myself too. Process a lot of the fear, and like, then what's on the other side is love and joy.
Yeah.
And ultimately everybody wants to get there, but they have to recognize, just have to recognize to start allowing yourself to feel all the other stuff.
Yeah. It's
easier said than done.
Yeah. It's like going beyond the bypassing stage.
Totally.
And listen, I love social media.
Yeah, me too.
I love social media.
I
I love social media. I love technology. I love.
Well, it's like we used to have libraries and books, and that was amazing. And now we have information on social media. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Take advantage of it. It can be so positive.
So positive. And that's the thing. It's like, there is a fine balance of, you have to be self-aware of knowing when you are bypassing and distracting yourself.
Totally.
And so when you want to feel your emotions, because it is all a choice at the end of the day.
It's a choice, and you're actually being like challenged. Can you handle it?
Yeah. And so sometimes I need the distraction. Sometimes I need entertainment.
And that's okay.
We all do, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not about shaming yourself for that. Sometimes you want to binge watch a show, or you want to do this, or you want to binge content, or you want to like, you know, it was a couple weeks ago, I was like binging this content of like all these motorcycle drivers.
Oh, yeah.
It was really funny.
Yeah.
And it was really fun, and I was like, that's so fun. And I was kind of like, oh my gosh, I want a motorcycle now, I want to go riding. And I was like, wait.
In my 20s, I also wanted a motorcycle, by the way.
I was watching all this content, and then I started to like want to do that and want to be them and create content like that. And I was like, no, my empath is coming in. Like, my empath, I'm wanting to be these people. I'm like, no. And so I took a little bit of a break.
But it does show you ways and like areas of yourself of like, whoa, you can like tap into your creativity in so many directions. Now it's just
what you say about that.
We have too many choices at the end of the day. And it's like, okay, where do I streamline? Like, what is it for me right now? Now.
Yeah.
Because maybe in a year you are riding your motorcycle down the street.
Oh, absolutely. The thing is like, what's interesting is I do have to recognize where I'm an empath, because I will totally become that person. My whole life I've been that way, because
What person?
Like if I'm watching somebody, or if I grow up with somebody specific, it's like I will become that person. Like if I'm reading a book, I will become the character. Do you know what I mean? It's very empathic.
Do you know your human design?
Well, that's a complicated answer.
Because you're calling it an empath, I know, and
I
again,
have 2 charts.
you have two charts.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a reflector in one of them? Or no?
Projector.
A projector.
Projector and generator.
Oh, those are two like opposite ones.
Yes.
That's so interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, because like what you're describing is also somebody, not that I follow human design to a T, but it's interesting because it encompasses like 4 different ancient kind of, traditions within it. But a reflector is kind of what you're describing in the sense that they just like take on the energy of another person. Yeah.
It's really interesting that you say that, because that's going to feed off of what I was going to say next, is like, I've always been this way, and I'm going to make an episode on my personal YouTube channel about past lives, other lives, and the Akashic Records, because I've always been this way since I was a little kid,
You take on their energy.
I can tap into so many different dimensions and so many different lives, and so many different versions of me, and connect with so many people that I have so many different personalities.
Yes, I get that.
In a grounded way.
Yeah, which is the beauty of it. If it's grounded.
In a grounded way, I've had to do a lot of work on myself in the last month for this version of my life.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of work in mental health, anxiety, like panic attacks, different energies, just working with different energies, which is why it's really helpful for me to become an energy healer and why I studied that for so long, because I needed to manage it. Like, I can totally reflect, and I can totally, like, there's so many different personalities, so many different styles, so many different things, like, that I can take on. And following back to what you were saying earlier about the content is like, what lights you up, like if you're watching something, if you're having a conversation, if you're talking with somebody, or you're just being, whatever is lighting you on fire, that's your clue.
Follow that.
That's your clue. Yeah, absolutely. So it's like motorcycles, like that's so fun. It's like, I don't think I would buy one, but if I had a friend or somebody that had one, I think that would be so fun.
Yeah.
So, like, I could totally call that into my reality, whatever, but it's like, because it's lighting me up, so clearly that's in alignment. Somewhere, there's something in alignment there.
Totally.
Right? And so maybe having a dirt bike or something a little bit more fun, like I live in the country now, so
maybe it's even like going beyond that, just like some sort of thrill-seeking in some other way.
Yeah, so there's something there that's like sparking interest. I wasn't one in the past, a different version of me, to like binge content or even watch TV. I was totally wanted to be in my own energy, and I feel like for me at the time, while I was healing, it was really important for me to purge. And I did that for many years. No movies, no TV, no music, no content, no social media.
It's a perfect example where people need to just also allow themselves to shift and be different. It's like, don't be so rigid in your in forceful, even when people start thinking about spirituality or like holistic realities, it's like they just take that same blueprint and they move it in here, and they're like, gotta do all these things, gotta be this way. And then no, stop controlling yourself.
Oh my gosh, right? Control is a huge thing for me. Yeah.
Because I can so relate in that it feels like if you really let yourself go, you'll feel like you have numerous lives within your one life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hit the nail on the head. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I already feel that way. That's why I say I have 2 charts, because I really have other versions of me have integrated within this life at certain points in time.
I felt that in my life as well. How old are you again?
30.
30.
Gonna be 31 soon.
Okay, so it's around, that's around the age, I think, where it starts to really late 20s, early 30s.
Saturn return!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's your sign again?
Okay, well...
Okay, you're like me too. I'm on the cusp, and I'm like, well, half my life is this and half my life is that.
Yeah, literally, I embody so many different signs, which is what I said, I embody so many different human design charts, and I feel like we can resonate with so many different...
I agree.
Things. I resonate mostly with Pisces and Sag.
And what's your, like, the rising and the moon or whatever?
Yeah,
what's your kind of combination there?
So the chart I resonate most with now is Sagittarius Sun, Pisces, Moon, and Rising.
Moon and Rising, Pisces.
Yeah.
Okay, my moon is also Pisces.
Yeah.
I'm Aquarius, Scorpio Rising, and Pisces Moon.
Is that your birth chart?
Yeah, according to the birth chart. But because, again, I was born on the cusp, January 20th.
Yeah.
It's like the first, maybe until my like late 20s, I would say, would have been kind of a life of a Capricorn, according to the chart. And now I've entered into the Aquarius. And I felt that for sure. I was much more Capricornian, I think, growing up as a child. And even though they say the rising sign is the one that you're supposed to kind of like
lean into
as you get older. But who knows? Maybe it's this blend of I feel all the three energies of the
I'm very watery and fiery in that chart, Sag and Pisces, but also in my like birth chart into this body is Cancer, Leo, cusp. The 22nd, Cancer, Leo, cusp, and Leo rising and Capricorn moon.
Oh, interesting.
So
because you had almost like a rebirth situation. That's now I understand.
Rebirth.
That's it.
Full
Okay.
rebirth. Yeah. Full rebirth. I talked about that in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I did an episode of Oversoul integration, and it was right after I was attuned to a high in 2023, December 19th, 2023.
Yeah.
I went through this period of time. Well, there's a specific time and date, which is why I know the whole chart, that I felt this, and I went into meditation, and there was this whole thing, and it was right after a high. I got attuned to a high, so I was like going through the process of upgrading my physical body and energetic body and just expanding, and a version of me from another time period on Earth ascended and integrated into this vessel. And so we connected more, kind of like, how do I describe that? And basically that version of me was just teaching me more about a high, allowing me to integrate my energy healing abilities and different gifts that I've had learned from that lifetime and different memories as well, anchoring in different memories.
That's cool.
So yeah, ever since I was a little kid, I've been able to, I have a lot of memories from other lives, and they're memories. I've had a lot of dreams, a lot of different experiences. I've just remembered a lot of my oversoul in other lives.
Yeah, it's such a cool experience. I love also the dream state. Mine have always been so vivid. But this just reminded me, so almost a month ago now, I guess, I was in Costa Rica, right, for an immersive there with Zach Bush, and one of the women that we were doing this exercise of all moving around, and then we were supposed to stop, and whoever is just there, we connect in some way. I forget the specifics, but we would look into each other's eyes, and we were supposed to say something to each other. And then after that, she just looked at me, and I could feel her immediately when I looked into her eyes. She had this depth, almost of a elder, shamanic woman. I could see her eyes were those I could see things in her eyes. And what she said to me, she's like, I feel compelled to tell you this. She says that when I'm looking at you, she's like, you have two souls in one.
At you?
At me, into my eyes.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you know what, I felt that, when I was a child, and it almost felt like, we used to refer to it as almost being bipolar in some ways. So it's so interesting. But I feel over time, it definitely, I now feel much more solidified. So it's two aspects to me, but I don't feel that it's separate as I used to feel. And it's funny, so she saw that, and somebody else during that week of the experience also came up to me, and they said that they sensed that my current soul and the state that I'm in right now, houses within it my soul from numerous dimensions, 5 or 6 they said they could sense that I've brought into this one life. And I was just wow, this is really cool that people are in tuning into that degree. I feel that as a child, speaking of childhood, I always felt I'd look around and be these are children around me, and I'm not like them. I'm, if there is such a, we call it maturity, or we call it, what do people call it? Old soul, I guess. Yeah, again, the language doesn't really have to apply. But the feeling was always I just kind of am beyond at this point in my life where they're at. And so, it's been, and then when I met my husband, he had the exact same experience as a child. I don't know if any of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I am very known in my family for talking to myself in my bedroom at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old.
Okay.
So the classic, I definitely resonate with that, because connecting to so many different lives and just having, it's so important. I mean, there's so much to say here, but I feel it's so important, and I know you definitely do this. You're so inspiring. I feel as a mom, as a person, but as a mom too, because it's so important to allow, it's not even allowing the children, it's like allowing them to be at the same, again, no hierarchy.
Yeah, just seeing them for who they really are.
And allowing them to have a voice,
Yeah.
to have their own wisdom.
Yeah.
Because they hold so much wisdom.
Yeah, because I learned so much from them. Like,
Yeah.
we can learn so much from them,
absolutely.
but we don't allow that to happen.
Especially because it's not just their for lack of better words, limited time on this time-space reality in this body.
Mm-hmm.
But they're so spiritual because kids are so connected to their higher self and their spiritual gifts because it hasn't been programmed out of them. They're just naturally very intuitive. And so they hold so much wisdom. But also their intuition, their body holds so much wisdom, and their unique vessel, their brain, the way that they process things, the way they interact, their perspective on things.
Yeah, and if you keep raising them in that way, imagine the kind of beings that will unfold. That's why I'm like so excited to see how mine will keep growing, because I can already see the difference of what's happening. Children that are forced to close in, and that's when they're going to have all these layers to peel off and resolve, and it's going to take them that much longer. Whereas if you keep expanding them and allowing them and harnessing this for them, this is what I think the vibration of our planet is desiring right now, more than anything. New generations, of course, our generation too, to come into this awakeness, but the new ones to just be allowed to be existing in a different time and space altogether. Yeah.
Well, because they're going to be vibrating, because children naturally vibrate higher.
Yes.
Because they have less of the density and the programming and the lower density emotions, so they're naturally vibrating higher.
Mm-hmm.
And so just allowing that to expand as well. It's evolving the soul because they chose that. They chose that contract to experience that here on Earth. To also, they chose Gaia chose them, so Gaia can anchor in those higher frequencies too.
Yeah, and they chose us and the specific parents that are with them to help that process come to be. So if you are, feeling called to raise your children differently, to school them differently, outside the norm, go for it. That is it. That is the time, because you are meant to do it that way. And for example, something that we are working on right now will be launched right away into Earthlings, but within the next few months, is the Scalar Human School. So I started it here, as a community in-person reality that my kids were being, schooled in this way, and so were other children. But now we're bringing it to the digital world and going further in allowing people to train these sixth sense abilities, if you will, and much of what these kids are still accessing, it's so much easier for them to tap into. You've probably seen me, right? That video I posted of my daughter.
So cool.
With the blindfold on, being able to see colors, and then she also sees pictures, and so can I, but she just has, I have to work harder at it, right? And she can read words with the blindfold. My next step, so we're going to be teaching all those things. I have a beautiful friend in Bali who's really well trained in it.
She's very clairvoyant here.
Yes, she is very in tune. She was in the Giza pyramid in my womb, mind you. So I think there's also something there. Mm-hmm. Speaking of the vibrations, those ancient monuments, if you will, they're anchors, they're nodes on this planet where this energy is amplified, right? And by this energy, I don't even know how to, we're going to call it, creative energy, the potential of what a human, can enter into. So funny, right? Words.
I know.
Words right now are not.
I know.
There's going to be a way where we're all telepathically, energetically connected.
It's telepathy. It's telepathy. Telepathy is so many different types of the clairs. It's a second sense in and of itself. It is clairvoyance, but it's telepathy. To me, is also your clairsentience, your clairaudience. Telepathy is just you know how somebody else is feeling, thinking, sensing.
Is there a word for it? Because this is exactly it. I feel you want to just access all of the states. And what is that one word?
The clairs. I would just say the clairs.
The clairs.
Clairs.
We're going to coin this, the new term, the clairs.
The clairs. Yeah, the clairs is clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairaudient, clairsentient.
Because it is all those. You're right. It gets access at the same time in a sense.
Yeah, it's all of it. The thing is for me personally, because I tapped into this, I mean, my whole life, but I've been working on it more consciously over the last 5 years. I've had to do a lot of work in order to access these, right? Whereas...
And they all opened up for you.
And they all opened up for me.
Yeah.
Now, I used to differentiate them, and I used to like be like, okay, this is clairvoyance, and it would be separate from clairaudience, and it'd be and it would be separate from clairsentience, and it would be all separate. Now it's meshed. Now it is one. Now I can. It's all just my intuition, my psychic abilities, my gifts. Like whatever.
Do you feel like you can teach other people how to access those areas?
Yeah, absolutely. I also have a membership where I have courses set up in my membership.
That you already created. Oh,
Yes.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah. So in my membership, you can also access any of those courses if you wanted to learn how to develop your psychic senses. That is geared more towards adults though.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit different because with adults, again, we have all this programming. So these are what I teach in my membership is the exact steps that I went through to open up my psychic abilities. With kids, I feel it would be a little bit different because they're already naturally tapped in.
It's gonna be both. We're gonna have like adult and kid layers, and this is my goal is to bring in different people as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be like the core, and then different because there's so much goodness, and maybe your way will be easier for somebody else, right? Like, and something will click for them rather than like what, say, my friend Alexa is showing and doing. And that's the beauty of it, right? Like
all based on resonance. Some people may not resonate with what I'm saying. Some people will. And it's all based on frequency and like whatever resonant, again, not good or bad. Again, it's not, right? And so it's based off of what feels right for you.
Trusting your own intuition of where that's leading you, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And so it's like for me as well, it's like I would use, so everyone's different. I would use my intuition. I would obviously want to have a conversation with the person first and like feel into their energy, and it's like what their goals are and see like what would work best for them and what wouldn't.
Did you ever have really dark experiences? Because this was something that came up and Alexa was saying, just like to really teach the parents even of the children that are about to access this reality of like, there's a potential that she's had where it takes you to a really dark space and you're seeing all these monsters or whatever, dragons, and it can be kind of scary.
Well, dragons aren't scary.
I know what she's saying. Depends on how someone interprets it. If it's a child, or depends how they've been taught, right, to interpret it. Yeah, I don't think dragons are scary either, but...
So, this is like, I could go into 3 hours of this.
Just like 2 minutes. Did you have some darker experiences?
I will try. So the thing is, there's a couple ways that I could answer this.
But they didn't scare you?
Yes.
Because you knew you had to go through them.
Absolutely. So I've definitely gone through the fear, and I've definitely gone through different beings, different things. There's a few ways that I could answer this, and the thing is like I'm also really into paranormal investigations. So because I love it so much. Ever since I was a kid, ever since I was little. Paranormal investigations also has been very common in my family. There's a few different psychics in my family, a few different mediums, so it's been a common theme for me in my life. And there are things that are fear, that they are the consciousness of fear. There are things that feed off of fear. And it is how we deal with it. It's how it is our interpretation. There are, so that also exists because again, we have to keep in mind, we are also at the third dimension. Different densities are going to exist here. So we want to live in the light. There are certain protections. Again, it's not about control or scarcity mindset. So we want to stay away from that. But there are protections that we can do, and I definitely teach that for sure.
Right.
There's protections, there's certain things we can do. We want to call in the love and light. We want to call in truth and compassion. And there are certain spirit guides that we can work with to clear our space, to protect our space, to bring in the love and the light. And also there's a flip side to that. Our fear, because certain energies can be a mirror for us too. So on the flip side of this, there could be energies that aren't resonating naturally at the vibration of fear. They're resonating naturally at the vibration of love. But if we're afraid of it, it mirrors back our fear. So there are two sides of it. So it's also discerning whether something is whether we don't want a certain energy around us, or whether we're interpreting this energy as fear because we are afraid of it.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
And even with kids, you just have to have the relevant conversation beforehand that like there's nothing to be afraid of, like nothing can harm you.
No, because
this experience.
don't want to we don't want to project fear onto other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just stems back to that point of like, how are we raising our kids?
Yeah.
And if you're raising them in this expansive way, well, fear doesn't really exist. Like it would be so minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is like like attracts like too.
That's it.
So if you're vibrating at the frequency of love, things can't touch you. The other things can't come near you.
Yeah.
What I've experienced in the last few months, again, I've been going through different layers of the journey. I don't want to say healing journey because we're never done. We're always just going through, we're always just developing.
Otherwise it gets boring.
No,
just stop.
It's boring. Like I said, I love the drama.
That's it.
I love the drama.
So the drama. I love the drama. I like that.
Okay, so I'm just going to go briefly into this. Growing up, I have had many different dreams. We can say nightmares, we can say dreams, whatever, of other lives, of different things. And I've had these certain energies always chasing me, coming after my energy. And it's...
Me too.
Yeah, it's very common with empaths, with spiritual beings, with energy healers, because we anchor in a lot of light, we transmute a lot of energy, right? So a lot of empaths, energy healers, sensitive people transmute a lot of the darker energies into light. So in dreams and different things, the astral realm, different dimensions as I'm sleeping, my energy is out and about, whatever. There's been certain energies that are chasing me as a kid. And so recently I had this dream, and because I've been working on my energy field and my frequency and anchoring in the light and all that good stuff, in the last few months, and I haven't had one of those dreams in a long time, years. A few months ago, or maybe a month ago, I had this dream, and sometimes I do this work in my dreams in the astral realm where I was doing energy work for this family. And I was helping this one member of this family do energy work and kind of release any denser energies. And as the denser energies were being released, and I was literally just sitting there. I was just sitting here, and I was projecting my auric field out into the person, and that was releasing denser energies. Those denser energies tried to come towards me. They couldn't even look at me. They were like, you know when you're pushing up, like imagine like pushing up like a brick wall or like a glass? It was kind of like that. Couldn't look at me, couldn't turn around, couldn't even come towards me. I know they wanted to because I could feel the energy. Couldn't. And I wasn't afraid. I didn't run, and I wasn't afraid, and then I just woke up and I'm like, wow. Like, sometimes we don't see the work that we're doing or the journey that we're on until one day we wake up and we're already at the destination we thought was impossible to reach. Yet we're here. And isn't here always a destination point?
It is. Because everything exists simultaneously all at once.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And Lana, thank you for sharing that, because I also, it was a long time, especially since childhood. Anyway, but much like you, it finally also had a few dreams where it felt like clear resolutions almost to the fullest degree, because they were present there, but they weren't able to get to me any longer. I felt like there was, And I think that's a huge, huge part of what needs to work with, like fear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like once you get past the fear towards whatever it may be, because I'm sure we all have different gradations, and for a reason, we can't all be afraid of the same. But just simply being afraid.
Yeah.
Right? Getting out of knowing that you can exist in a state where no matter what happens, it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? No matter what the lesson is for you to go through, you'll be okay. Whether you die, you're okay.
Yeah.
You know, you don't die, it's whatever it may be.
But we never really
die. Just this body will go.
Yeah.
If that's needed. But I also think so many of us that have awakened and are doing and walking the path towards this coherent state of being and working with the earth's energy and everything, that like we're protected in many ways. Like it doesn't want us to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We are meant to do it right now in this lifetime.
And that's the thing, it's like a lot of my dreams are of past lives, and some of them aren't very nice, right? And so it's like I've had dreams of that, and it's like that's where my fear comes from. But it's also digging a little bit deeper into that, and it's like being afraid of that situation. Well, what does that situation mean for you?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it came back to control.
Yes.
Me
too.
Yeah, and safety.
That's it. Control and safety.
And it's like the two biggest lessons that we could learn in the 3D experience, I feel.
I think so. 100%. 100%.
Releasing the need for control and feeling safe in your body. It's like huge. It's like the biggest.
It is. Your body, like, yeah, when you really say it like that, like I know those were the things for me as well.
Yeah.
Very clearly.
Yeah.
And it's like control of our own self, control of others around us.
Yeah.
Like for me,
we can't control other people.
We cannot control other people. And it's such a difficult thing. And you get it up here, but then to really apply it into the daily life, especially to people closest to us, right? That we want to control the most.
And it's taking responsibility for the fact that we are so powerful that we can influence other people's energies.
Yes.
So to be mindful of how we want to control others and releasing that.
For me, it really took my husband kind of like being like a total mirror to me, be like, hey, like wake up, like you actually don't realize how much your energetic projection, you know, even years ago began, and he was like, it's actually like it's as if I'm physically like pushing you and punching you. He's like, it feels like you're stabbing me energetically. And I think us as women, we also don't realize that because we have a certain energetic capacity that's greater than the male, whereas the male has the physical force.
Because of the feminine energy.
That's it. Mm-hmm. And right now, so many of us are residing in this state of like, control and beat down the males or even beat down the other females. Yeah, and so I took years and years. And it was actually a few days before we went to Costa Rica this time that we both felt like it brought us back to the state of how we felt when we first met. And for me, that was like a huge resolution point. And I know what we were working on, like a huge theme we knew for what we're meant to do on a collective level, like for the collective, is to resolve this male and female-ness of really seeing each other and appreciating each other, all the differences, and knowing that, without like walking away from it, or being,
and that's really interesting because it's also like it's showing me the different work that I've done in my feminine energy, my feminine essence, accepting it and loving it, and also the masculine energy that exists within me too, and what my relationship is with the masculine energy within me, and reflecting on that, because in past relationships certain things have come up, and I recognize that is just a mirror for how I perceive the masculine energy within me and how I love or hate that energy, that relationship.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting, especially in relation. I'm not in a relationship right now, but I'm intrigued in my future relationship and how that's gonna go. Because it's like,
well, you've already recognized it, so that's such a gift to go into your next relationship.
Yeah.
Being like, and if that other person's not meeting you there, then you already also know that like they either have to be willing to go further and resolve that, or you're like, oh, next.
Next.
Because it's a big thing. Big thing.
Ariana Grande.
Well, why waste your time?
Absolutely. No, I've done too much work to waste my time.
That's it. And you likely will, you'll probably, exactly, you've done so much work, so like the next person coming in, you're gonna attract them in, and they're likely gonna be, the right one that's there, willing to meet you exactly where you're at.
Well, they're gonna show me how much work I've actually done.
That's it.
Too.
That's it.
Because maybe I'll say thank you next, but it's actually because I'm being triggered.
Yeah.
It's about self-awareness too.
Well, then you don't say thank you next if you feel like it's just a trigger. You speak it out. That's the thing, right?
If it's not just a trigger, if it's a trigger, like that's the thing. I'm pretty self-aware, so I think I should be fine.
Just give yourself a little bit more time, like feel into it, you know?
Yeah.
It's okay to give it a few months.
I'll update you.
Thank you. No, I'm excited to hear because this is it. It's actually a really exciting thing to hear because you don't like relationships, like they're private, right? Like hardly anybody actually shares what's happening behind closed doors.
I mean, my life is very public and I'm sharing more and more of my life on the internet, and so that person that's coming in needs to also be aware that I'm on social media and I share my life on social media. So that relationship will probably be on social media. I mean, it's a conversation to have.
That's exactly
But yeah.
That's what we're doing
You know what I mean?
Like we don't hide from any of that.
No.
My husband has in the past posted like private like conversations of ours on Facebook, and he's like, it's not for anybody else. He's like, I want it to look back on myself because it's part of my inner growth and like, so I need to put it out there, see it, etc. It's almost like a journal entry, but he chose to do it more so like that. And on that point, so what we're doing now to forward, like, you know, all this that we're talking about, we felt really compelled and to use our creativity in putting out movies, right, in storytelling form. And so this movie that we are in the process of creating,
I'm so excited.
I know, very, very exciting. But it speaks just to that theme of like, we're going to showcase what our life has been, and we're not going to hide from it. We're going to, like, this is how drastically different we've been living, but we've been living in our truth. And so there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
There's nothing to hide from, because you're only doing yourself a disservice if you do so.
Yeah.
Right.
No, there's nothing to be afraid of ever, because the fear, if you have fear, then it's just fear of judgment, it's fear of other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why are we afraid of other people? What's the worst that can happen?
That's it. They don't like you, but so what?
People don't like you. That's okay though. And it's like, the thing is like with uncomfortability, and I've had this too, and it's like, growing up as an empath and as a really sensitive kid, we do this thing where we like to people please other people. So because we can feel other people's energy, we want to people please so that we feel comfortable. Because we don't want to feel the uncomfortable, because they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They're uncomfortable, so it makes us uncomfortable.
Yeah, they don't know how to provide the safety for you and support, Yeah,
so it makes us feel uncomfortable because we can feel that energy, and we want to people please to make us feel comfortable. So it's like, it's really all about us.
It's always about us.
It's always about us, and we don't want to feel other people's energy of not liking us.
Yeah.
But if we stay rooted in the embodiment of self-love and truth to who we are, it won't affect us.
Yeah, and it's harder to do for a kid.
Yeah.
100%. Whereas an adult can like rationalize that once you get there, right? And be like, this is the way forward. That's why it's our responsibility to help provide that for the kids now too.
The how would you say that, mental growth mindset? Like the mental growth, because they have such deep emotional capacity.
Their mind like just hasn't caught up yet to what's being felt in here, and they don't know how to navigate in the world.
Well, especially I'm thinking like if I was a little kid, like, and I feel somebody else's energy that like doesn't like me or whatever, and it's like, well, aren't we all loved? Why are they mad? Why are they upset? Like, what's happening? Like, not intellectually understanding it. I felt that as a kid for sure. For sure, right? And I mean, again, it goes back to it's all part of the earthly reality. Like, we can't shelter them and prevent them from feeling all of these, you know, hardships and negative feelings. They will feel it to some degree, of course, because they need to. That's what they're here to do, in part. And we also don't know, like, every soul has different lessons that they signed up for, and we don't know what lessons they signed up for either, too. It's just about guiding them. I love to laugh. The thing is like, even, like, we don't need to be so serious, too. And I feel like even with kids, they just, like, want to love and love life. Because that's how I was as a kid, so that's just how I see it. And even now, it's just like, sometimes we're just really serious. Yes, and they want to bring us back to almost like that our inner child. It's just, I love to laugh and have fun. Like, that's my joy. I agree. And so many more people like that are like coming into my life. Like, I'm just hearing that as a constant message. So many my female friends are like, this is just what I want out of life. I want to dance. I want to feel joy. I just want to like laugh. Like, enough of this. I think everyone's like ready to just like. Yeah, absolutely. So me and my sister, we're really, really, really close. And there are multiple times during the week where we are on the floor laughing,
Oh my gosh.
just dying of laughter, and she makes me laugh. She's so funny. And I'm just like, I need to start recording our conversations. Like, I need to start recording this. I need to start vlogging. I need to start, like, this. It's just hilarious. And it's just like, if nobody watches it, that's fine. But it's like, you know, if somebody finds joy out of it, like, I'm just like, it's just so funny. We just need to laugh more, I feel.
And even for you to look back on, literally,
Yeah,
right? In
absolutely.
10 years from now?
Absolutely.
Like, just to see how, you might be different, but
Yeah.
in what way, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, in my personal life, like, there's been so many times and so many experiences where I didn't document it or didn't take pictures, and then, like, not regret it, but, like, kind of wish I did. So it's like, now it's like, yeah, I really want to document more. And then social media allows us the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, it is a
Isn't that
self-reflector. Like, it's just so amazing.
Yeah.
It's like loop. I know.
Yeah,
I agree.
It allows us to have so much, and that, if that's not your vibe, then that's you know, you do you. But it's like, for me, social media provides so much of a creative outlet for me. Yeah.
I agree. And you get to meet also, on top of it, interesting people that like you might not meet in your local community. It's like you need a balance, right? Like, go out there, be an active participant in things that are happening locally, support farms, right? And then also, like, well, see who draws you in, maybe on the other side of the world, that you have amazing conversations or connections with too. So
and I have friends in different parts of the world too. It was through online, and now I just have this bigger community of, you know.
That's how I see it too. I see we're such a global community now, and there's so much like impact and movement that's being created that we need to take advantage of what's right there in front of us. And even like AI, there's nothing to be afraid of when it comes to AI. There's so much beauty and time that it's opening up for us. You know, like, who wants to be a factory worker? You know, physically grueling and just time and, you know, not financially compensated well. And those people, like, we don't need to be afraid of what happens when they lose their jobs, because they're gonna find something way more meaningful. It's gonna open up so many more creative outlets for them.
I was just gonna say that.
And it goes back to, why are people thinking about it this way? Well, it's because fear. It's just back to fear. You're just afraid of change. You're just afraid of, just get yourself out of that state. And I promise you that, like, doors will open up. And life, the sun will shine again, you know?
And valid to feel the fear. Because we've been doing it day in and day out for years. Years. We've had these certain jobs. And I saw this video of this fast food restaurant, and this person was working from home taking people's orders.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's really cool. That's really cool. And so I saw this video online, and she was taking orders from this fast food restaurant, like at the drive-thru, but she was doing it from home.
Oh, okay.
Which I find is pretty cool, because a lot of people need to work from home because of family or whatever. And it's like, that's really cool. You know, AI could probably take over stuff like that. But it's like, it's providing us, it's not being in scarcity, because it's like, oh, well, where are we going to get jobs or money from? That's a whole separate conversation. But it's like, it's providing us the opportunity to be creative, to explore, to find things that bring us more joy, to have a more meaningful life. Absolutely.
But there could be a better way.
There could be.
And there will be.
And just for me, it's because that's a lot to think about. It's starting, I would say, very, very small. If you want to create more joy in your life, if you want to get past the fear, because I feel like that's been a theme for this episode. It's starting small. It's starting small. It is write a list of, like, what lights your soul on fire. And it's not just like, oh, like, I want to be happy, because that annoyed me so much.
Passions too, right? Like,
find things that, like, bring you joy. What makes you laugh? Laughter, people always say this, and I find it true, laughter is the best medicine. Crying is too. We can laugh and cry in equal amounts, whatever floats your boat. But it's like, what makes you laugh, and start there, because whatever's making you laugh is letting your soul on fire. So, like, that's bringing you joy.
That's it.
Right? So it's like...
Well, we touched a little bit on this. There's this man named Daryl Anka, and he channels a being called Bashar, and their ultimate, like, message is, and the being comes from Ra, constellation of Ra, And yeah, the message is just like, find your fashion that leads you to your truth and to your full potential. Like literally, right? Find joy and passion. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a big thing, and it could be multiple different random things.
That's it. It should be probably numerous things.
Yeah, mine is really random.
The motorcycles?
Yeah, motorcycles, but also like modeling. Like I have a few different brands that I'm doing that for on Instagram, and it's just like things that I didn't even think that I'd be doing that if you asked me like 6 months ago or like a year ago. I'd be like,
you're just like stepping right into it.
Yeah, and so it's just like expanding our awareness, and it's like also I talk a lot about identity, but it's like I've put this identity on myself, and it's like other people see me a certain way, and I've been trying to always show up as authentically me.
Yeah.
But I put an identity on myself.
What is your authenticity?
Yeah,
right?
and like limiting myself. And I'm like, I didn't think I would like that. I didn't think I would like that. And you know what I mean? It's like, it's like not limiting myself either, like taking away my own identity of like what I'm projecting onto myself. Yeah.
No, it's very true.
So much to think about.
So much.
So is there anything else that you want to share about the app, where people can find it? I'm going to leave all of your links and socials below, so you can definitely check them out.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Earthlings can be found on like earthlings.love. That'll take you right to the app. You can find it also in the App Store on Apple, and it is completely free. So we're trying to make it super accessible for everybody that, you know, already feels like this is the way forward and they feel really aligned with it, or maybe you're just like very curious and you just want to explore and see what is this different reality that we're even talking about, because it's as simple as you wanting to find your local farm, right? Or maybe now you want to put your child in an alternative forest school or something like that once a week, because that's possible. They don't have to go to school 5 days a week. You can like alternate things. And maybe you just want to learn a little bit about how to take better care of your health in a more holistic way. Like, where do you start? And if you don't know where to start, we have an AI that actually takes you on this little journey. It'll ask you, a few questions about yourself and where you're at, and it will tap into your deeper kind of like consciousness and help you navigate, like I said, where you're at, and they'll point you to things in our directory, it'll point you to the master classes and to the ether, to the web at large. And I think that's just a great starting point for everybody. So that's kind of a little bit about Earthlings, and the movie that, will kind of correlate and support all that will also be launching at the end of 2026.
Yay!
Yeah, we have no working title for now, but I'm sure. So thank you so much, Carly.
Of course.
It's been a pleasure.
I'm so excited for everything and all the future endeavors for Anna. I also have a grounding masterclass in the app.
Yes, she does. So I want you to check that out.
Yes.
And we will be bringing you in fuller like capacity. I'd love to, because this is it. I feel like people are just so much more ready right now to receive this information, this knowledge, than they were 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, where people were like, oh my gosh, talking about like UFOs flying up above. No, that's just like conspiracy theories. Where now people are like opening up to this reality and literally know somebody. Anyway, I'm not gonna too many things. We can have but someone is going to be running for office, for U.S. presidential office, and he plans on openly sharing cosmic realities and forwarding the message of like, we're not here, we're not the only ones here. Oh yeah,
we have rabbit hole.
I know.
We can get into that maybe in another episode.
Totally. We'll come back in another couple months and revisit.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I will leave all of Anna's socials down below, and I hope